Okay, we should be live. Let me see if I can get the stream pulled up on my laptop. Yep, we're live. Hello everyone. I'm just going to wait a moment for everyone to get here, and I'm going to post this link in a couple Discord servers I'm in. Feel free to say hello in the chat if you're here. If you're watching the VOD right now, I'm just waiting for at least someone to show up before we get started. I also need to get my tools. Hello. Looks like we have someone here. Say hi in the chat if you would like to. I should also probably go get a charger for this thing. Where's the other half? There we go. Hello! You know, I actually, despite talking to you so much, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce your name. I've just been saying it RPs in my head the whole time, but I have no idea if that's correct. Okay. Well, we got people here, so let's get started. Today we have this lovely... Okay, good to know that I'm saying it correctly. And hello, Eustace. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. So today we have this ThinkPad in front of us. It's an i-Series model 1482, and they made a billion slightly different models in this series, so that probably means nothing to you, but this is one that has ATI graphics and ESS sound, so it's spec'd out pretty well. But as you probably know, these have some pretty fun durability issues. So here's how this one's looking right now. We have this hinge is about to blow up at the base, and so is this one, and it also got damaged in shipping, so we have a chunk missing out of the display housing. Luckily, the hinge mounts aren't right here. They're probably up here. So, as of right now, at least, the hinges are okay at the display. I don't know how long that's going to last. I do have the rubble that was left, that came out of the box after the shipping damage, but I don't think I'm going to be able to piece it back together very well. So I'm just going to have to live with that. Oh yeah, you have an i-Series 1400? Oh boy. Okay. Okay, so your last name, RPs, it's gotta be Simonovic. I am not sure about the first name. I don't even... On Jen? I have no idea. So, first thing we're gonna do here, let me know if I'm close. I mean, I highly doubt it's Augenjen. But I'm assuming the G is probably silent, or is the... No, that wouldn't make sense. RPs is, aren't you from Slovenia? Somewhere in Eastern Europe, right? Oh, with the last name. Yeah, I figured. That makes sense. Serbia. Yeah, I knew it was one that began with an S. So, I guess first thing we'll do here is very carefully open this up, since we're going to have to open it anyway to take it apart. But genuinely, I'm pretty sure if I close it one more time, opening it'll be fine because the hinges will be pressing inward. But if I try to close this again, it will blow up. I can guarantee that. Okay, carefully. This is all play, by the way. This is how loose it is. All of that's play, no tension. And then here, we're tensioned. Sounds bad. There we go. Here we are. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, I've wanted one of these for a while. I got an i1260 a while back, which is like the more budget i-Series. And it's somehow not broken its hinges yet. Well, okay, Luke, the reason why these are loose, I'm sure they have some play in them, just the hinges themselves, but I guarantee they're just moving all around there, around the broken plastic. So they're about to break. But, yeah. I think these are nice looking machines, and they don't actually feel bad. They have very little flex, chassis flex. Like, the keyboards are ThinkPad quality. They're pretty nice. It's just the plastics are so bad. But let's plug it in. Because who knows, this will hopefully not end up this way, but it could go all bad enough that I never have this powered up again in one piece. Let's hope not, though. And there we go. Don't be fooled, this isn't a real ThinkPad BIOS. This is reskinned Acer BIOS. See, I know there's glare, but I don't even want to readjust it enough to get rid of the glare, because that might cause more damage. But yeah, Acer BIOS. Anyone who's had a period Acer machine before knows this very well. So this has a 500 megahertz Celeron. I don't think it's upgradable. I'm pretty sure these just soldered it straight down. So they did sell these with a Pentium 3, but that's not the one we have. It does have a DVD-ROM drive, which is pretty cool. And it's got a 40 gig hard drive, that's aftermarket, and the ATI video. Let's catch up on the chat. Ooh, the track point ribbon got ripped. That sucks. Were you talking about the rounded bit? You mean this big old swoop? Because yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But let's exit out here. Oh, I wish my Acer Note 3 Lite 370 worked. It seems like it would be a nice machine, but mine doesn't work. And they're pretty rare. The old Acer stuff, you don't see it too often. And I'd say it's just because, well, it all broke and fell apart and got thrown away, but you see plenty of other poorly built Taiwanese laptops for sale, but not much Acer. Yeah, the ThinkPad 310, I mean, I think the motherboards are pretty similar, but they put a completely different keyboard on the 310s that has totally different switches that totally stink, and they somehow also messed up the hinge mounts, which are fine on the Acer Note version. So I don't know what they were doing, but the actual Acer version is pretty decent. So yeah, I do have the iSeries wallpaper applied, and what's interesting is the color balance on this screen is really weird. This wallpaper looks almost gray. It's supposed to be mostly blue with a hint of gray, not the other way around. So that's interesting. But this is not the factory install. This came to me with this install, but no drivers. So I put the drivers on here. They screwed up the track point on the ThinkPad 310? Really? Did they not just use their normal mechanism? Come on. Yeah, I can go get my Acer Note. It's all here. It's a nice looking machine. Keyboard's, the space bar on this one's messed up, but this keyboard is really nice. It's like, it's above average. But yeah, the screen on this one's dead, so. Dead and passive matrix. But yeah, hinges on these I don't think will fail. They screwed them in with like 3 screws. It's a pretty solid looking design. I've been fooled before. But also, this is a rubber port door, and it hasn't disintegrated yet. Unlike the ThinkPad 600s, this one's fully intact. Now the plastics on this are definitely brittle. The battery door is chipped, but oh yeah, and this battery still held a charge too. It's a shame this thing doesn't work, because the lower half is fine. It boots right up. But yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, it's like the only well-built Acer laptop. They did well there. In theory, I guess I could try to fix the screen on that, because I found the service manual recently and it has the schematics in there, but I'm not great at troubleshooting. And I think this locked up. Okay, yes it did, because it's been sitting here a good minute now, and Anyway. I'm going to try one last time because I want to get it into DOS. So you can see how well it does there. And don't the ThinkPad 310s have a nickel metal hydride battery? I can check. I have this information up here. 310. Yeah, they all ship with nickel metal hydride. The Acer Note, at least mine, has a lithium battery. And it says right on the battery it's a Sony battery, so that makes sense why it still works. Usually if I have a nickel metal hydride pack that still works, it's just because it wasn't used much. They hold up great with their shelf life. This thing has a nickel metal hydride battery. I mean, it's dead because it's been on for 5 minutes and it's claiming to be fully charged. But, oh, that actually does say 100% now. You know what? We'll try unplugging it when we're done here. But I'm just gonna get us straight into DOS mode. And the one driver this did have on it when I got it was the DOS driver for the sound card, so I know what the previous owner was up to. But I have my own games on here. It's a little quiet. Actually, I don't think so. Oh yeah, Tyrion won't run on here. That's the one issue. This thing's a little fast for DOS, so some games get angry. I need to get a utility on here that'll make it run a little slower. What's another good test of... Will Lemmings run? Maybe. This also is free DOS. That's interesting, because they're running Windows 98 under free DOS as the base. I guess it works. But yeah, I bought this. The eBay seller clearly was using this at one point recently as a retro machine. Oh, do they have a mouse driver on here? Okay, if they do, it doesn't look like it works, which is a problem because Lemmings doesn't let you start the game with the space bar if it detects a mouse. Okay. Or did we freeze? I don't know, it locked up again. I'm hitting the wrong... I think it locked up. I'm going to blame the game for that. Again, this is a pretty fast machine for DOS. You really want a utility to set the speed slower. Doom should work though. Luke, I mean, it's the main battery. The CMOS battery in this is lithium. And I mean, it's from 99, 2000. The oldest ones are from late 1998. It's probably fine, but yeah, if you're doing a long-term storage, I'd remove it. Try this one more time, and then we'll actually get this thing apart and see if we can take care of the hinges. Oh, you know what? I might have just messed up. Windows 98 has a thing where if you don't let it sit for a second before trying to go into DOS mode, it just doesn't. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, but see, it's restarting. That's an annoying bug. That happens on any computer. That's what I get for being impatient. Oh, you sent me a photo? Hey, you got the bezel here, except that's a different one from mine. Because you have the, you can see. I wonder if that's from a 1200 or 1300. I guess I can get mine out to compare. These are cool. They're like mini versions of the 1400. Is it a match? No, it isn't. So you have a different one. Probably just different revision of the 1400. They made a few, probably with slight differences to the case. But yeah, these are like the lower end ones. They have crappier video chips and stuff, and most of them were dual scan. Mine isn't though. And hinges on this one, they like to blow up. This one isn't yet. It's had this crack since I got it, but it hasn't gotten worse really. So far I'm just leaving it be. Yeah, if you have a Pentium MMX, I mean, let me pull up the page. I just updated this page. And this isn't on the public copy yet, but you can see the differences over time. So I have a 1482, which is this one. And so yeah, if you have an MMX, you got a different chipset, different video chip, different screens, different sound. 2 PC card slots instead of 1. It has dock support. So, you know, they made a whole bunch of them. They generally look alike, but there are some case differences. Alright, one more shot at this. One more shot. Will doom work? Come on. Dang it. This is why I just get out a Pentium 1 laptop when I'm doing DOS stuff. Did it really? Okay. I don't think this has a freezing problem. I think it's just the software. I don't know if FreeDOS can also be blamed for any of that. I haven't messed with FreeDOS before. Okay, so let's get the service manual up. This is a Type 2621. Because yeah, there were 2 different type numbers from IBM for this series as well. So let's just skip down to the disassembly instructions, because I don't know how to take one of these apart. I haven't done that before. Takes a while to get there. Okay. First thing it wants us to do is remove stuff on bottom. We're not closing the hinges because it's bad, but we can just do this. Easy trick there. Okay, so battery, it's a little weird. You have to do that and then pull the whole thing forward. Right? Why? Is it the other way? No. Oh, here we go. There's our battery. We got someone new here. Welcome. Let's take this door off the bottom. It looks a little large to be just RAM. It's just RAM. and empty space, although there's a connector for something there. And we have crucial. It's not labeled with a capacity. I forget how much RAM this had, and that's in the original IBM module, which is, I mean, it should be 64 megs, right? I don't think it's labeled either. What does the service manual want us to do next? It wants us to pull out this board, the CD control board. And there's a little sticker covering a screw here. So where should I put that? Just stick it there. Remove 2 screws. Interesting. So, just wants us to unplug the already crooked ZIF connector. Someone's been in here. Oh, something fell. What was that? Plastic bit, maybe? And then the hard drive comes out. It's hidden behind here. Oh, the pull tab's gone. They stole the pull tab. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this in my lap. Oh no, it is there. It was just clear and I couldn't see it. And I think it is half broken. Okay. It's held in with only 2 of 4 screws, and it's a Fujitsu. D-band passed. So that came from an e-waste place, I guess. And we do have a proprietary little adapter here, although it looks like the same one that was used in a lot of other laptops. So you can find these on eBay still. So it's sort of standard. Okay, this is the little bit we lost. Okay, and okay, now it's gone. I don't think we were getting that back either. Anyway, what next? I think the pull tab's fine. It's just a little shorter than, I don't know, the service manual looks fine. Modem cover. They really put a screw cover on this. Seriously? Why would you do that? How do we even get this off? Does this have a modem? Yeah, although that looks wide for a modem jack, but these didn't ship with Ethernet, right? Am I crazy? I can't read what the label on the laptop says from this angle. No, none of these had Ethernet. Is there actually a... Because this doesn't want to come off. I'll try something sharper. This guy? Oh my goodness, it is a sticker. Why? I don't even know who to blame here, because I don't know which parts of this were IBM and which parts were Acer. I'm also curious what Acer laptop this thing would sort of be based on, because I'm pretty sure the 390 is loosely based on one of the Travel Mates. because I've seen one with some similar design elements, like the hard drive bay being in the back, which is really weird. Okay, there you go. And, yep, modem. A little 2-pin connector. Oh, that scared me. It's one of these type of connectors. I thought for a second I pulled the whole thing off the board. Alright. You can set this aside. Now we what am I saying? We remove the cover above the keyboard, the thing you have on your shelf, Luke. How does it say we do that? It says we go in this little notch, which would make sense. It's hard for me to get under it. I don't want to use metal for this, because metal scratches up stuff. Yeah. Okay. Move that back a little bit. Oh, there we go. That was pretty easy. You never know how easily one of these parts will break. So, I mean, this isn't ABS. This is some acrylic. So, that probably isn't as brittle. Optional customized. Customized? Really? Sheet? Do we have that? No, yeah, we have to remove this thing. Oh, there we go. Does it want us to pull it all the way up? No. It just wants us to lift this up enough. That's actually a clever design. Oh. Oh, no. There we go. Oh, what the? The screw head's got gunk in it. Oh, it's also loose though. That's weird. It's not stripped, it's just like got weird. Heck. It's not out all the way. See if this works better. Or is this captive? Maybe. It's definitely all the way. Oh no, it isn't captive. Okay. That was tricky. Yes, I will be very careful with the track point ribbon. I do not want to repeat that mistake. Let me see, is there something else on this side? Yup. Oh, don't do that. Okay. Now that I think about it, though, someone else seemingly maybe has been in here before, so I don't know if it was originally that easy to fold those up. Now it wants me to remove 2 screws from the back of this hinge cover, but I'm pretty sure they're already missing. Double check. Yep, missing. I hope those aren't load bearing for the hinge. That would suck. Now it wants us to remove this cover, so that's going to be fun to do while the screen's open. What reason to fix this old laptop? Clearly you're new around here. This is what we do. I mean, it's useful for old games, old software, and just having fun. I think I have to fold this back more. Okay, that's as far as this screen goes back. This does not have a 180-degree hinge. I don't like this. The service manual says I just pry up here. It does it? Wait. Yes? Yes, definitely. This side should be easy since it's all missing and broken. Oh, you know what? This and this are the same piece. I see what they mean now. I think. Turn the middle cover and launch key assemble. Okay. You're a laptop engineer. What do you do? Okay, we have it up on this side. I think maybe we just do this now. Maybe. How do they want me to do this? Turn over. Oh, I see. Their diagram was a little hard to read. Yeah, this is all one piece. Oh, whoa. Okay. I don't think the whole keyboard's supposed to come out yet. Hold your horses. Okay. Here we go. Alright. Now we remove this zip connector. And I can see for the first time how the hinge mounts. That is terrible. Good lord. Wow. And look, these might come apart completely differently from the other ones. If yours is a Pentium MMX, that's an entirely different service manual, so. Okay, next step. I mean, we lift the keyboard up. It looks, yeah, they were originally supposed to be screws here, but last guy didn't put them back. Fun. Okay, now we're not gonna rip the track point cable. Where is it? Okay, there are 3 cables and the CMOS battery. One. Two. And I can see how the track point cable could get ripped. If you look in here, it bends right here. If you open this up too wide, that's going to put a lot of pressure right there. I mean, again, I don't know if this is the same design as your 1400 since 2 separate service manuals, but yeah, there we go. And this keyboard was made by someone, assembled in Korea. Interesting. Might have been LG. IBM was working with LG around this time. Okay. What next? Well, what type of battery is that? It's a CR1220. Nice. I don't have one, but you know, that's a lot of steps just to get to the CMOS battery. Is this metal? I think this is metal. Yeah. And I can see plastic carnage already. This whole thing's splitting apart. Wonderful. Wonderful. I mean, hopefully, it's not a question of if I can get it back in one piece. I can. Is there room in here to reinforce anything? Because it's right at the back. Like, I'm gonna have to epoxy up around the screw. Am I gonna have to seal it in place? What's gonna have to happen here? Okay, we get the heatsink out next. Two screws. No, 4 screws. Yeah, I see. I think, wait. Oh, I see those. These here are part of the heatsink. Now the earlier i-series, like the one you have, Luke, I believe use, I forget if it's MMC mobile module or if it's one of the mini daughter cards without the chipset on it. I think your keyboard is Alps. Yeah, I don't know, there are probably multiple vendors. So this should come out, right? Something somewhere is holding us up. Where though? It's like right here. Oh, it's right up here. No? What? I'm confused. Something is keeping this from wanting to come out, but it's not visible what that is. Okay, this shows a latch right here. And I thought I got that free. Where the heck are you? Oh. There we go. Okay, it's still fighting me. Why? Where? I'm very confused. Oh, okay. Whatever. Yep, that CPU is BGA soldered. There's our big old heatsink. It's actually not that. There's not much thermal mass on it. Okay, and you can tell it's not IBM because you'll never see this copper-colored plastic. I mean, it's not copper plastic. This is a paint for RF or EMI or whatever. But you'd never see this on stuff IBM themselves made. They did it differently. Okay. Now yep. I wonder if there's anything preventing this from just sliding right out when the laptop is in one piece. Toshiba DVD-ROM. I haven't tested that. I don't know if it works. Caution, when the CD DVD-ROM assembly is removed, the machine is unstable. I mean, in more ways than one, definitely. Alright. It's showing me how to remove the caddy from that. Okay. Remove the PCM CIA holder. Interesting. Oh no. I'm just gonna turn this sideways on my lap and do this. You know, we could have removed these screws earlier, IBM. No, you did not. Oh, there's rubber covers over these screws. You can't see, but there's rubber covers. Great. Okay, they're easy to get out though. Oh, one went on the floor. Can I get the one that went on the floor? Not until I get this back on the desk. I almost forgot to actually remove the screws before doing this. I wonder how many service technicians back in the day cursed as they had to take apart yet another i1400 to replace someone's broken screen or hinge or whatever. Oh no. A mysterious piece of plastic has also fallen on the floor from somewhere. And I don't see where the rubber cover went. I'll find it. I'll find it. Okay. Now this comes out. Oh, is that supposed to be loose? I don't think so. Why are we doing this now? Do we actually need to do this to get it apart? God. I don't like how this... This doesn't seem right to me. I'm gonna leave this alone and just move on to the next step. Yay, LCD assembly. That's what I need to remove. Alright. I can already guess one of the steps they haven't told me yet, which is unscrew these two screws and pull the cable out, so I'm just going to do that now. Even though this isn't really a ThinkPad, it still uses the separate hole in the screen assembly for the cable trick that a lot of them use. Which is definitely the right way to do it, because that means if your hinges go out, your screen cable doesn't go out with it. Okay. Is this taped? Ooh, careful. No. Ooh. Almost made a big oopsie there. There's a second cable. And I almost just ripped them. I think it's okay. Yeah. I think it's 2 cables all the way up. They're just glued right together. Okay. Now it wants me to remove the 2 screws at the back. Oh my god. Really? That's the whole thing. Wow. Alright, are you ready, guys, to see how they secured the hinges on the 1482? There's 1 screw here on the left hinge, and then there's 2 screws in the back, 1 for each hinge, and that's it. For a laptop that could hold a 15-inch LCD, you could get away with that on a 12-inch sub-notebook. The problem is, as you saw at the beginning of the stream, this is separated into multiple pieces at the back, so we're going to have random chunks try to fall out as I remove these screws. So I have to be very, very careful not to drop anything and lose anything. Like, I can see rubble. These little bits have totally... Okay. If I put it like this, all the bits will fall out onto my desk. Because I think this just lifts up. Oh, that sounded not good. Okay, there's 1 piece. There's another piece. Lord, that is such a terrible design. 1 screw for the right hinge. 1 screw. You're not the Dell Latitude XPI. That's not how you do it. And for some reason they thought the left hinge needed 2 screws, which I'll tell you, they need a lot more than that. Is that a metal subframe? Hang on. Okay. I see. It does have a subframe of some sort. We'll see how big it is and what it mounts to. Because what that could mean is that the plastic will fall apart, but the hinges might stay on, just very loosely. That gives me hope, though, that I might be able to fix this, because I'm seeing metal here. Oh god, E530C. That doesn't sound good, just from the name alone. Alright, now we remove the... Any of these... This piece here is still barely attached, okay. Oh, this isn't, though. Oh, it's crumbling into multiple pieces. That's not going to survive. I can't fix that. This is going to be an ugly, ugly fix if I can make it work, but... This feels fairly in place. I'm curious what this amounts to. This whole bit here is about to fall apart. Man. Oh wow, I didn't even see this. This is split. The whole palm rest is split right here. Is that new? Did I do that somehow without noticing? Or was that already broken? Wow. This is bad. I hear more little bits fall out as I lift it over. Okay, we gotta remove this cable for something. And then just a bunch of screws. I think there might be a full subframe in here. Like a full, complete one. Maybe. I see metal, at least. Any other screws? No, that's all of them. Something's marked as fragile. Okay, why would you mark something near the back where the hinges are as fragile in the service manual? That's... Go back to the drawing board if anything over here is fragile. Good lord, IBM. Yeah, so as usual, the service manual just shows lifting the whole thing up, but it's clipped down. Oh, I did miss a screw. There's one right here. Yep. Take your guesses, folks. How many pieces will this keyboard bezel come apart as? Front's free. This is gonna have to come out. Seven is your lucky number. Oh god. Oh, I see. Okay, it's getting caught on the floppy drive, which comes out with the top. But the cable we unplugged is just sticking. There we go. So technically this is all in one piece, but it's broken in several areas. Lord. I don't know how I'm gonna clean up this mess. Looking at this just makes me want to put this on my shelf and leave. Oh my god. It's nearly in two pieces, is the correct answer. Fiberglass, yeah, I don't have any. Otherwise I would. Oh, what the heck? Why? What are your double standards, IBM? Look, look. This is all connected to the right hinge. And this might be all that's here for the left hinge. Although I think it extends below the motherboard, is what it's looking like. So if all this is here, it shows you how bad the plastic is, eh? So now I'm just thinking of a plan, which is going to start with just shakedown. Yeah. Look at all that rubble. This went to the top case, so technically, okay, two pieces. I mean, what do we count as a piece? Because it's rubble. Something, there was a screw mount somewhere. Where? Your guess is as good as mine. Another bit of rubble. We can separate the rubble, because the rubble isn't getting glued back together. These pieces I'm going to have to try. This is rubble. I don't think it needs to come apart more than this. Hey, I see a marking on this motherboard that says 730. I wonder, is this whole thing a TravelMate 730 in disguise? Is that what we're dealing with? Rage Mobility M1, ESS Solo 1E, Intel 440BX, Socket 495, socketed lithium CMOS battery, 3 spindle. Mostly the same I/O, except this doesn't have a dock connector, doesn't have a S-video jack, but there could be one option here. Yep, okay, it's official. This whole thing is a TravelMate 730. They're basically the same thing. Interesting. Okay. And yeah, this is what that looks like. Looks nothing alike. But at its core, this is a TravelMate 730. There's a lot of different dip switch labels on here. How many? There's so much unpopulated stuff here. They stripped this thing back. I wonder if the dock connector is on the bottom. I have the service manual, I can check. See what Acer's service manual shows. Oh yeah, is the board layout the same? North bridge, south bridge. Audio jacks being here. Yeah, the dock connector is on the bottom. Floppy drives in the same place, card slots in the same place. Is the IR in the same place? They moved the infrared port. Rear I/O is in the same place. Okay, yeah. Interesting. I don't think anyone's talked about that before. I mean, they know it's an Acer machine, but this literally is just a TravelMate. That's pretty wild. It's funny because I actually kind of wanted a TravelMate 730 because they have good specs for DOS. I wonder if the hinge design's any better. So I think that pretty well confirms my theory that the ThinkPad 390 is basically, I mean, what did I say? What did I think that was? An Extensa 510? Or Extensa 700 maybe? I think. Where's the hard drive bay on this? Is this the one I'm thinking of? They don't show good photos. No, they do, yeah, it's in the back. See, I think the 390 is just one of these. You'll see the CD-ROM floppy drive stacked in the same area. They just modified the case a crap ton and put a different BIOS on it. Okay. So where do we go from here? I need a game plan. So around back, the bottom case isn't too bad actually. And that's a good thing because this is where we really don't want it to fail. We got cracks starting to form, but they're not bad yet. Now, I don't think there's any point in taking this apart to reinforce the inside because look, I have no space to do that. I realistically couldn't fit hardly any JB Weld or anything there. Oh, wait a second, this one does have S-video. So what's this for? because there's an unpopulated connector there. Huh. Let me see what was there on the TravelMate. Ethernet. That makes sense, because the TravelMate had Ethernet. And none of these did. I just stuck the Kensington lock there. That's funny. I mean, it makes sense that they do it this way, rather than just coming up with an entirely separate laptop motherboard. That's crazy. I didn't think for the longest time that this was as similar internally to a TravelMate as it is. Neat. So, really, our reinforcement efforts are going to be at the top case, which sucks because there's nothing to do there. Oh boy. I have to pick this up very carefully. Is my chat still refreshing? I might have stopped refreshing my chat. Yeah, I think it did. I missed one message. Copper colored plastic. I mean, it basically is a Manila wafer. So, this whole upper half of this palm rest is being held in place, is being held together by this. This is the only part that hasn't broken, and that's very thin, so we don't want to let that break. So what do I do here? It's crumbled. I know this piece goes... No, wait. No, yeah. Wait. Oh, gosh. Is this hollow? How does this fit together? Man, this is bad. This must just go like this and have crumbled. What went here? That was a screw mount that went there. That's what our mystery screw mount is. It was... that? Really? That doesn't look like it fits together. It doesn't go this way, does it? No. Did that go here? I think maybe. No. Gosh. You know, I'm just thinking, how does this go back together in a way where it doesn't just fall right apart again? Okay, so there's this bit, which went here somewhere. But again, where? Didn't go here, did it? Oh man. It went right here. And it held this together. And that's all bent out of shape. And I just bent it back, but it's about to break now. JB Weld can't do something this precise. But super glue doesn't really hold, and MEK does jack squat on these terrible plastics. But this has to fit together like this, and not immediately break again as soon as I move it. Good lord. Alright, and then we have this piece. How does this fit together? Because this goes back here. Somehow. Oh man, is it really like that? What? I swear this didn't break into many pieces, that part. And then there's this. That didn't come from here, did it? This might be a failure. I might not be able to really do much about this one. Which is crazy, because I haven't been bested yet. I've not had a laptop yet that I couldn't fix the hinges on. At least one that wasn't already too far gone. And I wouldn't have considered this too far gone. It looked like caught just in time, right? This piece went here. Where did it go? It was like a weird shape at the corner, and this somehow fits in. What? Did it go here? This has me very confused. IPS weld-on 16 acrylic plastic cement. How quick does that stuff cure? Because part of the problem here is anything I have to repair, this is such a complicated part, I don't really have a good way of holding it in place. So whatever I use to initially bond it back together before I reinforce anything, within a couple minutes, okay, that's good. Because I need a way, the way I generally would go about something like this is I would start by using something like MEK, Plastruct, to get it back and to get everything sort of fitted back in the right places, and then go back over that with something like JB Weld or an epoxy to do the final strong bond, right? Can you see from this angle where the heck this piece came from? So wait, what? We're missing something, because where the heck did the whole corner of this case go? You know what? That might still be attached to the friggin' screen. It kind of remelts the plastic, so is it so that would imply it contains MEK. Because I can't, because my Plastruct plastic welder, what that does is it just melts the plastic slightly so it bonds back together. The problem is that does not work on this Pro plastic. It can, at best, bond it back together, but in a way where if you put any force on it, it breaks again. Or it might just not work at all, because a lot of the times these don't do a clean break. They sort of break and crumble, and if it doesn't perfectly fit back together, the MEK just doesn't work. So if your weld-on 16 stuff combines that with some sort of an epoxy, that might work. Otherwise it wouldn't. And no, the missing piece is not attached here. So this goes like that. Perplexed, because this came from this corner. Did it come from this corner? Wait. Have I been wrong? Because then what happened to the thing that came from this corner? If this didn't. This is such a weird shape. It feels stupid. I might have to fix this in place. I might have to put this back onto the bottom case and then do the next steps. Yeah, I mean, you want to do a 3D print. That would work in most cases, With this thing, you probably have to model the whole top case. I don't know how you could do just part of it in a way that reinforces it. There's no space. There's no space to put anything. You'd have to model the whole top case. And you might think this would be a common enough, and since it's a ThinkPad, there might be enough demand for this where someone would do that. But people hate the i-series. They laugh and joke about how garbage these are. And this is why they're garbage, because of this. But people forget that past all this, there's a good computer in there. Because these are pretty decent machines. I know the only showing you guys saw of it today was it crashing 5 times, but I don't think it has a hardware issue. Because it didn't do that when I had it running last time. Very thin strips. For what, though? Because I can tell from the way that this is put together, this top case here is not supposed to be for hinge reinforcement. It's not supposed to be for the hinge mounting at all. That's all supposed to be, all that force is supposed to be taken by the subframe, but this is so brittle that the little bit of force that is being put on this has caused it to break into a million pieces. So I'm wondering what the damage would be if I just sort of put it back together as is and epoxied over the cracks on the bottom case. That might be all I can do. But how well will it hold? I guess let's try that. Well, first, before I do that, I might want to try to glue this crack together again. Because this is a clean break. And this right here. You know what? I'm gonna just put it back together. I think I can do all of this better with it sitting on the bottom case. Okay. Feels more manageable like this. I can see better how it goes together. Now that I have this on, can I see? Okay, now it makes sense. Now I can see where this stupid piece probably went. It's maybe the other way. Because this slopes up. This might, oh my god. It broke here. Did this go here? Oh my god, it did. So we are missing a piece. But there we go. Now I know where this stupid thing went, and I know why it doesn't fit into anything else. We're missing another chunk. Do I have that chunk? Is it big enough for me to re-glue, or did it crumble? I think it just crumbled. I don't see it. It's like triangular. I don't see a triangle. I think it's gone. So this piece isn't going to be able to be there. We're just going to have a hole. Great. Okay. I mean, when it's all together like this, it doesn't look so bad, but you know, thank God for that subframe, I guess. That broke off. This has got a crack. There's another missing chunk here that I think crumbled. This piece is rather large. Where did this come from? It looks like it's from here. But that would have gone into this piece, which is also missing, so I don't think I can fix this. Unless... yeah, it did. Okay. Will that stay in place? I don't know. I don't think I can... there's not enough space for me to glue this back in, because if I just glue it, it'll break again immediately, because it's being attached by one tiny point. You need to like really epoxy it in, to add structure. You can't do that though, it's too crumbled. There isn't enough space. This thing should be able to go back in. This has enough mass that I can probably reattach it. No, the Leishan PSU. What's that for? I'm gonna go get the plastic weld. Generic power supply. It's great because this broke in 3 places, so we have to somehow reattach it in all 3 in just a couple seconds. Let's see how well MEK bonds this plastic. My guess is not well at all. Because this is crumbly plastic. It's not just breaking. This is a different kind of brittle from the Latitude CPIs. Those are a little more just snappy. This thing's crumbly. Okay, this bit here. Try to reattach that. Yeah, that feels like it might have gone back on. This has had cure time. It's moving together, but I can tell, yeah, it's not actually bonded. It's sort of sticking together, but it's going to break immediately again. I'll bet this is the same. I don't know. This piece is going to be tricky because if I get any of the plastruct here, it will cause a stain because it melts the texture off. So I have to sort of go from the underside. I think mostly though, I'm just going to be able to put the hinges back in here. Just ignore all this broken plastic, screw it straight into the metal frame, and then I'm going to need to JB weld here and here because there's cracks forming. But if I think we do that, we might just be okay. Maybe. We will see. I don't think there's any other rubble here that I can reattach. I think it's cooked. Well then, let's get out the JB weld. Mix some up. Oh, this thing's gonna look quite ugly when we're done. That is... I knew that was gonna be the case going in. Oh, I got out way too much without thinking. Do I have anything else to JB weld? I got out at least twice what I need. I don't want to waste it. What else could I use it on? Just looking back at the wall. The problem is I had extra the other day and I went and used it. So all my stuff that needed JB welding has been done. I know what, actually. The NEC ultralight hinges. It's been sitting here for a year. I know we can get to this though. It's been here so long it's got cobwebs. It's filthy. My ultralight SL25C. You can't really tell, but they've split the hinge mounts. It'll be an easy fix, but I don't know how to get these pieces separated easily, which is why I've been putting it off. I don't feel like doing it today. I might end up wasting a bunch. Okay, I can use a tiny bit more because I have this Uniwell that my previous fix started to crack again, so we'll just use the rest on that. No, you're torturing a bunch of poor, helpless laptops. At least it's with a virus and nothing worse. But not the stone. Who calls... I still want to know why they decided to call that stone. It's a weird name. How is this gonna work? So I gotta be careful here. Oh, I immediately messed up. I immediately got some JB Weld on the retractable foot. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. What I need is, I need a more precise tool. use this screwdriver. Go. Stone and Rock are the same companies? That's crazy. This side now. I feel like I have even less space on this side. This is why I'm scared of ThinkPad 390s. They seem like just as bad. I knew what I was getting myself into, though. Plenty of people could have warned me. And have in the past. I'm worried this isn't going to be enough surface area to really make a dent in the issue. Adding as much as I can. Alright. I think that's set. I can also just apply a thin little bit here. Not enough. The keyboard sits here, I think, so I gotta not add much. And now I guess I'll use the rest of this up on the Uniwell. And then I'll leave this to cure until tomorrow, and then I'll reassemble and hope it doesn't just blow up even worse. Alright, Uniwell time. This lovely, cheap little laptop. They did a good job making a cheap laptop look nice. It's blue. You can tell if you look closely, it's very cheap plastic. It's gone quite brittle. The XP counter, I think it's just who's chatted more. I'm trying to gamify it, I guess. I don't know. So, you and Luke can fight it out for number one, I guess. There we go. That should deal with, well, I can add a little more over this. You can't see, but there's another crack down here. Just don't weld the bezel to the rear housing and you'll be good. Okay, that ought to do it. I think this side's still fine. Yeah. Gotta love laptops. This is one where if you caught it in time, it would be fine. You can loosen the hinges, but as you can tell, it didn't get caught in time. Well, I think that's all for this stream. I've been live 96 minutes. Yeah, it went about as well as you could have expected it to go, dealing with one of those junkers, but I had fun having some moral support during the mission, and thank you all for watching. I will have more videos coming out. I'm still trying to do one a month. I have more recorded, I just need to do some editing. So as long as I remember to take some thumbnail photos before I head back for college in a couple days, I'll be able to continue pushing some stuff out. But that's all I got. See y'all later. I think I have to actually go and stand up to see what I'm doing to end the stream. Okay. Bye.